all right, all right. How are you doing today, bud?
I'm good. Episode 82, and I love that Eli
Yeah,
named it What Are We Doing?
yeah.
Patrick, what are we doing?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. It's just chaos. A lot of compliments though on the new chase from last week. So
Yeah, I actually liked the new chase from last week so much more. I was considering quitting in the comments last week.
oh my
I was
god.
thinking, what would be an OG move right now? I
Oh
should
my
quit in the
god.
comments.
Nothing would have brought me more joy than that happening. Oh my god, that would have been amazing. Ah, God, that would have been good. I did enjoy. I did see you and Molly pop in, so that made me smile.
Yes, yeah. Oh my gosh, the weather was so bad. It took us forever to get from the ball field to our
Oof.
hotel in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let's at least pop in and say hi to everybody because I wanted to get there early enough to jump on.
Hey, Troy's in the comments. What's up, Troy? Um, Guys, I'm not going to click as many comments today because the computer is out of my arm reach, and I'm sorry. I'm not doing this on purpose. My normal workstation, it's dead at the moment. So now we're trying to operate on a system I'm not used to. So please don't be upset if I'm not clicking on y'all. I love you all, and yes, here we are. But Troy says he hates us both. That's good.
That's a good start. That's a strong
Yeah.
start.
Will's Hell Heat Chase with a striper shirt on seems weird seeing. Okay, okay. Leviathan's here. Hi, Leviathan. Guys, it's awesome. Scaled worm. Please don't judge. I can't read it. It's really far away. Scaled worm. Awesome. Finally made it live. Thank you for making it live. This is awesome. Yeah.
Patrick, should you have glasses on?
No, it's it's like 8 feet away and it's really tiny. Ashley with the Catalina Morph Mixer.
Ashley, we love you.
We do. We saw the Facebook pictures because we're Facebook besties now. Looks like she had a lot of fun with Metallica.
Oh,
So
well,
that's
I mean,
exciting.
you're kind of late to that party, Patrick, but it's fine.
Okay. Well, you weren't here last week to talk about it. So
Touche.
here we are. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Oh my God. Boats
You
and
know what?
hoes.
It looked like Chris had a great chat last week, though.
And not only like Chris was like firing on all cylinders, he got into like talking about snakes and like quarantine, like going like really deep into like husbandry stuff. I was like, I called him the other day and I was like, Chris, like, this is a good show. He's like, yeah, man. I was like, dude, like the snake talk, like you almost sounded like a real breeder. And he's like, fuck you.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He might slip back into it.
It's dangerous, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So no, it was a lot of fun. Originally we talked about not doing the show, and then I was like, I think Chris will hop on with me, and I didn't have anything to do last Thursday night. So
yeah, I was surprised because we're like, I think we're gonna cancel the show, and I texted Eli, hey, could you make that? I'm sorry. Molly has me literally out of town right now.
Right.
And then Molly's like, hey, Patrick said we're doing the show. I'm like, he is?
I don't know. I was just like, we need to keep doing it. Anyway, it was what it is. So it worked out. And Chris filled in like a champ. So I really, really appreciate that.
Yes.
And
thank you, Chris.
Conversation kind of went all over the place, but it was a lot of fun. So all right, best and worst of the week, buddy.
You know what best of the week is? Honestly, being able to say I've got an amazing, reliable team that I can communicate with, and they help me get stuff done through the week. And
there you go. Okay.
Chaz over the last about a month and a half, 2 months has taken over the rats and doing all the sub-adults and the males for me.
Okay.
And he's just crushed it on the rats. For a
That's
person
awesome.
that wasn't working rat room, kind of going right into it, he instantly made it his own, and he's done just killer. Seriously, so I appreciate it. Yeah, I love it. That's my best of the week, man.
No, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Creative Genetics. Thank you very much. I can't click on it because you're too far away, but thank you. $2 super chat. You're the best. We appreciate it. And what is going on, everyone? All right, so that's best of the week. What was worst of the week?
Oh, what was worst of the week? Not really okay. A worst of the week. Worst? I mean, I got 4 good eggs and 9 slugs out of hypo DG Clown Pie clutch, but hey,
No one cares about those. It's fine.
it's okay.
It's fine. Yo, it's fine. I sent Justin a picture. I have my first shot at white lace clown pies. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Fortunately, no slugs there, so that's a win.
Also, Will, yes, nobody puts Dr. Pat in the corner except Dr. Pat.
Except for Dr. Pat. We're
oh yes. I missed being able to ask her about that, but I saw some Facebook pictures and they looked amazing.
Ashley, thank you for the super chat. Very, very much. Metallica and Pantera, they everything looked amazing. I was super jealous. It looked awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm in a new place right now. We moved my office, and I'm still getting accustomed to being in here and figuring out how we're gonna make this work. But I lost my house is laid out very weird in that it has 2 living rooms, but they're offset, and neither one of them are like large like living rooms. They're like good size, but they're not huge. Anyway, I took over one of them completely as an office, and apparently having an office that's like 25 by 13 is too big. I don't know. Seems reasonable to me. So anyway, that's why I'm in a corner. So yeah.
I mean, I kind of miss the room you used to be in with like the farm landscape wall.
Yes, it's still up, and I would be in there if it wasn't right next to our bedroom. And Amelia says I'm too loud. So
I do vaguely remember at the last boys trip, Abby and Amelia both yelling at us all for being too loud at like ridiculous 3 o'clock in the morning escapades with JT and Molly.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I'm just trying to live our best life. All right, let's see. Best and worst of the week for me. Best week, clutches are really, really starting to roll in. I'm probably gonna I'm at clutch number 27 for the year, and I probably will have about 70 more over the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Nice.
So yeah, nice. It's gonna be very busy. But
that'll keep you busy. I was gonna say that's gonna keep you so busy.
Yeah. Pulled some really, really cool clutches this week, so that was fun. And then worst of the week, it's my computer, guys. Like y'all, my entire life revolves around this workstation, and I'm literally staring at a $10,000 paperweight right now. So that is definitely the worst of the week, and I'm hoping we can get it fixed by the middle of next week. But it's been a pain too, because I hate doing like any work on just like smaller screens, because I've gotten used to this big setup. And so like even like dealing with customers and stuff, they're like, hey, like just trying to figure out where things are. I'm like, guys, I'm responding as quick as I can, but I'm also trying to troubleshoot. So if things are a little bit delayed, guys, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's I'm trying to get a computer to work. So anyway, good times.
I actually had a really fun rare thing in the incubator today. I had twins.
Okay.
Non-identical twins. So that's what makes it rare. Yeah, and they were both perfectly healthy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was nice to go in the incubator this morning and see those 2 little guys hanging out.
It's
awesome. The little things, man. It's nice because we'll have between 2 and 270 clutches a year. We might see twins once, maybe once. They're so rare for us. Like I feel like on Facebook, I'll see some people with like a tiny collection and they have like 3 pairs of twins a year. I'm always blown away by it.
I've only had twins once.
Really?
Yeah, and we had it last year. So I'm I don't even know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clutches in over the past 10 years, and I've had them once, and no, that's a lie, twice. So one time we caught it, and then the other time we were IDing the clutch after everything had hatched. And there were like 6 or 7 eggs in the clutch, and there was 1 extra snake. And
there was an extra baby, and not without an egg.
Yeah, and we were like, "Oh, I guess we got twins." I did have one time, so the eggs were still in a pile, and there were 2 heads sticking out of the egg. And when I picked the egg up, the baby in the egg underneath the top egg had cut through not only his egg but his buddy's egg and gone straight up. And so he had taken over his buddy's egg with him. So I've had that happen before.
That's kind of pretty random. Great.
Yeah, kind of random for sure. But yeah, it's actually really cool to see the non-identical twins too, and to catch it.
Yes, yeah, that's always the cool part, because it's so rare to get
Yeah.
non-identical twins.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Will says he looks like he has.
Wow.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, dude, that's fantastic.
Take plenty of pictures because it does not happen often. So enjoy it when you've got it.
Yeah.
And hey, bonus baby. They're typically smaller, but they will just eat normal and
I found that with the many sets of twins I've clearly had. They've all done pretty well,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're one of the sets, like, they came out like 14 grams, like they were tiny.
Wow. Yeah.
Like we were feeding them like mouse pinks, like fresh born mouse
the
pinks.
tiny ones.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, like they're big now. I mean, they're good. So
it's amazing how resilient these animals are. It always blows me away. I mean, and it's funny too when you'll have a clutch and then all of a sudden you've got like 3. Half the clutch doesn't want to eat, and you're like, this was the wild. I know who's going to thrive, who's not, but thankfully in our settings, everyone gets to thrive.
Everyone gets to thrive because unlike the wild, there's a giant human shoving.
Exactly. I'm like a talk show host where I'm like, all right, now look under your chairs because you're all going to do great.
And you get a rodent, and you get. I have a snake right now. I'm so frustrated. He required assist feeding right off the bat, and then he was eating fine, and then he just decided he wasn't going to eat anymore. And so I had to assist feed like a 200-gram ball python the other day. And I was like, this is
really, that's so rare.
It is absolutely rare. And the thing is, like, I normally never would do that except for like he was starting to get like really thin.
Oh, yeah.
And it was kind of like, like you start looking at him and you've seen him daily. And, for the first like 3 or 4 months, you're like, okay, like, we're trying all of the tricks and you're just not eating. And I know you start off as a problem eater, but like, we're just working through stuff. And then you open the tub that one day and you're like, all right, now like we've moved past just trying tricks. Like now we got to do something.
Yeah.
And what's annoying, right, is you put it in his mouth and he immediately eats it and swallows it and there's no problem. I'm like, buddy, this is not going to be a routine. Okay. We're not.
Yeah. It's funny because we've like any time that we have a snake that has just a little bit of a shark nose,
Yeah.
They always tend to be like a little bit trouble to get started. And I've always found with those babies, like once you just barely put the rodent in its mouth, it just wraps and goes like normal. It just doesn't want to strike. Like there's something going on there early on. But then after you get them over like that little bit of like that little hump period, they're good to go.
They're normally pretty good. Yeah. They're normally pretty good. Jeremy, Patrick, what have you been working out?
No. Yeah, at the buffet. I mean,
wow, that went negative.
I love fast. You. I'm sorry.
No,
it was
okay. It's okay. Jeremy, not any more than normal. Just playing basketball a couple times a week. Wow. I knew this was gonna be a fat joke somehow. It's definitely not gonna be a compliment. Thanks, bud. I love you too, Jeremy. I love you too. Yeah, so yeah, it is strange, and like I said, this male, we'll see how he feeds tomorrow, if he eats on his own or not, but so dumb. And it's always like, for me, it's always the ones that I really actually need or want,
Oh, always.
Yeah, it's always the really pretty nice one. It's like, like this guy, he's nothing absolutely crazy, but it's an inchy Orange Dream Lavender Albino Het Monsoon, right? So like, for that project, I think that's probably about as good as it gets. So obviously we need him to stick around because
you're gonna want him.
Just maybe. But yeah, no. Other than that, man, it's been pretty chill. We talked a lot last week about quarantine and like different snake and reptile diseases. That was interesting.
Man, I know you're a hardcore quarantiner,
buddy. You. To say the least.
Like I'm still in quarantine from even getting to see the facility, guys.
It's funny. I think I brought it up last week. So I had a customer reach out and they had crypto pop up in their hog noses and they were kind of like, what should I do? And I was like, well, I haven't really experienced that. Let me talk to some people, right? But of course, like within a couple of days that happening, one of my hog noses did regurgitate. And I immediately, like, I tested everything and it all came back negative. But, like, I immediately, like, went into, like, freak out mode and, like, took apart the racks that they were in and like hydrogen peroxided everything and like,
But
oh
we're
my
not going
God.
to catastrophize or anything.
No. Amelia was like, is this really not? I was like, nope, can't risk it. I was like, we already do like a good job. Like the hog noses are in the house completely separate from the ball pythons.
Yeah.
Like everything is already very separate. But I even went and like, so I normally test, 20 to maybe 30% of the collection every year for Nido. And I mean, I do like the RAL like Boyd panel. So like I already tested a big chunk for that. But I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and like start testing for like other shit too, just in case, right? Just like I'm not really 100% sure what the protocol is if anything actually pops up at this point, but it's like good to know, right? So we sent out a bunch of crypto tests as well just to make sure. Good news, guys, the whole collection's clean as of now.
No snake aids. We're good.
Snake aids at the moment. I had this giant like just tub of snake shit soaking in water the other day. And Amelia's like, what's that? I was like, that would be poop from about 500 adult ball pythons. And she's like, are you kidding me? I was like, I had to make some snake poop smoothies so that we can send off some samples. So yeah.
Man.
Yeah, good times. But like, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not necessary, I don't think. And I say that not because I don't think it's important or anything. Realistically, no one of any scale does this, right? Like it's just it's not realistic. And like I said, I don't even know what the proper answer is. Like if something does pop up in your collection, like people can say you have to halt sales and halt everything and do everything, and maybe that is the right answer, but I don't know if that's realistic on some level. I think you got to figure some stuff out. Maybe you slow down for a little bit, you let people know, whatever. But yeah, anyway, so as of now though, lots of immediate paranoia because of somebody else's issues and super deep clean and stuff.
Glad you feel better. Hopefully you
get
great sleep now.
Oh, so much better. So much better. And yeah, it was a whole hot mess. But lots of chemical burns too, guys. If you didn't know, 20% hydrogen peroxide burns like fuck. So got some nice chemical burns. It was good though. You know what though? Life's good.
Because it was worth it. Because they give you the peace of mind.
That's the saddest part. Is it literally was all just for the peace of mind. Oh my god.
Oh, Ashley, sorry to hear that about one of your twins this year.
Oh
yeah, that unfortunately is an occurrence for a lot of people to have twins. Like one will be perfect and one is not.
Yeah, that's tough. And I've dodged the bullet on even kinked babies over the past year or so. It's been kind of nice.
Yeah.
But when it comes out, it's always I've got a female here that's she's a clown pied. I had two super small babies come out. They were clown pied double head DG exanthics. Both females, and they came out super tiny. One died 3 days after coming out of the egg, and the other just looks like it's got a zipper down its back. It's just like some clutches just ain't gonna work out. And it's tough, because some people are like, oh, it must have been a temp spike or temperatures, but once again we go back to over controlling Patrick. I have 24 sensor pushes in my incubator, so I know what the temp is basically everywhere, and no temp spikes. I think sometimes it just happens, just during development.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I always try to look at it through the lens of I mean, I grew up on farms, and no matter how perfect everything is, things still go wrong, even for people. I mean, no matter how perfect all labor and deliveries are, there's still issues,
Well, that's one of my neighbors used to say that. He's like, that's why they have them in litters. And you're like, fair enough. Nature has figured this out, they know what's going on. So, oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, nature does always figure out. Something I always am still fascinated by is when I'm setting up a clutch, or I pull a girl and she's on eggs, and then she's got one or two eggs outside of her that are not in the coil, and then those eggs are infertile.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Or it's a slug or something. And I'm always just like, I would love to know
how they know,
how nature knows. How it's fascinating to me.
I agree. I actually had, And I've noticed too that even if they do have veins, sometimes those are the eggs that they
They're
just
like the
die.
weaker, they're the
Yeah.
weaker veined ones. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I actually pulled a clutch today, and it was like 8 or 9 eggs, but one of the eggs was outside the coil and it has veins, but they're really bad. Um, and so, I put it in the box just in case, but I put it like at the front so I know which one was the one that was
Yeah.
questionable. And like you said, like almost 90% of the time, probably those eggs are the ones that definitely don't make it. So it is very
Yeah, it
interesting.
just blows me away because I mean they look the exact same as all the others.
Yeah.
They don't look anything like a slug, but who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's why I go off males too. Like during breeding season, like if a girl's got follicles or had follicles, and then all of a sudden none of the boys want to touch her,
Mhm.
they know something I don't because I can put her back on the
Yeah.
ultrasound machine, and she's usually reabsorbing or
Yeah,
something's
she
going
started
on.
to. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know if people do that enough even. Like sometimes it's like just watch your animals and they can tell you a lot. Like you're
Yeah,
obviously going to have those males that will lock no matter what. And those males honestly are kind of more annoying most of the time like because they
you get a
don't.
lot of good feelings off those, but then nothing's coming to
Yeah,
fruition.
exactly. Whereas, if you get a male that's, relatively picky, like, he's only going to lock at certain times and he'll let you know when the females are ready.
Yeah.
Um, I do think sometimes, interestingly enough, you get snakes do have preferences too. Like you'll have those pairs where
Yes.
they just don't want to lock up for whatever reason, and you can't, and you put another male in and it's perfectly fine or whatever. So, yeah, I don't. It's strange, man. It is
Yeah,
absolutely
no,
strange.
I have that happen because I'll have like that, that first boy in, and he just locks, every time I need him to with that girl, and then I go to do the replacement male, and he wants nothing to do with her,
Yeah,
and then I'm like, well, maybe she's not doing something, so I go back to that first male. Sure enough, instantly locked. And I'm like, okay,
that's
maybe
interesting.
she's just not interested in that guy.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird, man. Will, if a snake has a small kink in the dorsal on the tip of the tail side or the cloaca, what are the chances of her babies having issues, or will she be able to breed? Uh, yeah, I don't know if I can properly answer that. I've never bred a female that had a kink in like that area. I've I don't know if I've ever knowingly bred a female with a kink. I've definitely heard stories of people doing it. I don't,
Yeah, I don't
you
think
know,
it'd be an issue though. If it's like tiny, if it's tiny on the top of the
yeah,
dorsal, I don't think it's going to affect it. It's the animals that like are really bad. I would assume you're going
yeah,
to have your issues with. If she's like going to the bathroom and everything normally, I think she'd be okay.
yeah. I think honestly, I feel like if the animal is able to like grow, eat, and poop, it's probably gonna just be okay.
Yeah, if she
Um,
grows normally, I
yeah,
wouldn't be very concerned.
I wouldn't either. And as far as like if it's like the babies will have kinks and stuff, there are caramel obviously has like kinkiness linked with its genetics, but I would not just automatically assume because a snake is kinked that it has bad genetics. I would assume that something went wrong during
Yeah, it's just a
development for
one-off.
whatever
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something for whatever reason
Um.
was just wrong with her.
So like if it was a crazy nice animal and the kink wasn't affecting its life, I wouldn't be opposed to raising it up and just seeing what happens. That's my opinion. Some people might think that's cruel, but as long as the animal seems to be perfectly fine and thriving and just has a small kink or whatever, I mean, I've definitely I've definitely bred some males with tiny kinks on like at their tail and stuff, but like sometimes that's more a question to me of like, did the tail get broken at some point versus like a kink, right? Sometimes it's tough to tell.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
because that'll happen occasionally, but yeah, I'm not real sure. That's I haven't really
It's
bred.
tough to say too without seeing. Just
Of
see.
course, yeah, yeah.
But also Jason, Tracy, what's up, guys? Ryan, what's up, guys? Awesome to see. Tracy and Ryan got an awesome. I even posted a picture of it on my Instagram stories of this little OD Paradox clown pie. They
Oh
had the
yeah,
coolest split face. Looks so
nice.
great. Yeah, they picked it up though, and awesome. He's doing well already and already eating for you guys.
I love it.
I'm excited about that.
I the super OD clown pie stuff seems to do the split face stuff a lot. I
It's
think
so cool. I
yeah,
always love stuff like that. Like I could hatch so many clown pies, and I'm still gonna be like, you know what? That's so cool. I love it.
yeah. Miguel hatched a couple a few years ago that kind of had the same thing where it was like the split faces, and I mean, they look really cool.
Yeah, Special's
They're
really good about it too. Special's just also
yeah,
really high white pies.
all the white. It's crazy. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think.
You know what?
So yeah,
Ashley just asked about nubtail. I have a couple
yeah,
girls in the facility that have a nubtail. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
they do fine.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
just weird. It's
Yeah,
always odd seeing like just like a short tail python.
yeah. The other question sometimes is the nubtail from birth or from a rat getting it? I've
Yeah,
seen that before.
really.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, rats are gnarly, man, and I've seen some tails get nibbled off from a rat going after them.
No, they're the goofiest when they hatch out with a short tail.
Yeah, they've
Like,
got the little nubble. Yeah, it's
yeah,
funny.
it's so
Yeah,
goofy looking.
yeah, yeah. It's funny.
It's just like a fat worm.
They truly are just tiny sausages at that
They
point.
are though. I
So,
love baby ball pythons are great.
it's exhausting, but yeah, definitely have bred some nubtail ball pythons. That's definitely happened. And never had. I mean, it's never, at least in my case, ever been genetic. So I
No, no,
don't.
it's not genetic. It's not genetic.
Yeah, I've
It's one of
never.
those just kind of one-off weirdos you might see one like every 1,000 maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So it's never been an issue for me, but it's there's exceptions for everything. All right, I'm trying to think what do we want to rant about today, Chase?
Ugh.
What are we angry about?
Let's bring caramel back. That's
I wish, man. I wish.
and make deserts produce.
God.
That's the real rent. You know, instead of the rent's too damn high, I'm going with we got to get deserts to produce again.
Yeah, let me
It
know how
has some
that
cool
goes.
stuff.
I don't know if has there ever been a desert female to produce?
No,
I don't think they
I don't think
can,
so.
right? Yeah, I
No.
don't think they
No,
can.
no, no. So we still have our like pet
The original,
girl in the
yeah,
facility that
yeah.
had to be sent away, cut
For
open,
yeah,
and all the eggs
surgery.
removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, she's giant and thrives, but she just
of
will never
course.
produce.
Yeah. I remember Justin doing a whole write up and everything on it, and it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Um yeah, yeah, it's interesting that like you would think like maybe even just like if one or two did, but I think it's literally just been zero, and it would be very interesting to actually see what is tied there
Yeah, yeah. I
that
would love to know
causes
what
the
mechanistically
females.
is happening
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
can't do that.
We have that in some of the mouse lines that we work with, like the homozygous versions or even the hets will they have spontaneous abortions, and it's a little easier like in mice because like we actually know a lot more of what's going on and we can look at the actual pathways and figure things
Yeah.
out. But I mean it happens in other species. We genetically modify our mice, so sometimes you mess with some stuff and things go sideways. But
All right, guys. Who in the late 90s, early 2000s was genetically modifying ball pythons and made this happen?
yeah, guys, come on. I feel like
Oh,
that
man.
was people were having
Ashley had 17 eggs. I'm jealous about that.
oh, actually I had a big clutch too. Mine wasn't 17, it was 15, but like those are nice clutches
I
to
was supposed
pull.
to have 14, but 9 of them were slugs this week. So
We all almost had a great week.
I got
Chase,
roasted.
yeah, Chase got roasted. Sorry, Chase. Oh, are you kidding me? Can you all hear me? Can you hear me, Chase?
Yeah, yeah, just fine.
I can't hear you. Take over for a second, Chase.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, caramel. Yeah, I mean, you can have caramels without issues. It's a situation where it's like visual to visual. You usually get a lot of the negative issues, and a lot of kinking and stuff. But a lot of people, that's why they just kept like heads to heads, and they weren't having near as many issues with the pairings. But yeah.
Okay,
So,
can you hear
not
me?
bad. I can still hear you. I could hear you the whole time.
Oh, perfect. My headphones just randomly died, even though they say they're full charge. But that's okay.
So the computer's out, the headphones
Dude.
are out. Are you okay over there?
No, I'm not okay. My technology, I'm just dying right now. It's not going well. It's not going well at all. But it's all right. We're gonna get through this. Yeah. So we were talking about you didn't.
I was answering about the caramels. Like the
Oh,
heads to heads, you wouldn't get as many issues at all. It was the visual to visuals that you'd see a lot of the genetic issues.
yeah, and then visual females also just have breeding issues as well, apparently.
Yeah,
So
they also would slug out a lot, or then they would just
yeah,
fold too. They wouldn't
yeah,
produce.
yeah. It's not a strong morph for whatever reason. But it's the prettiest ultramelanistic morph right out,
So
unfortunately.
beautiful.
Yeah, and like caramel glows, like Tracy's talking about, they're incredible. I mean, they look
Yeah.
spectacular in person. I mean, they really are just best of the best. How picky do you think people should be with head conformity? I'm seeing a lot of animals with slightly off head and nose shape being sold recently. Jason, I don't have a good answer for you.
Yeah.
No.
I
don't
mean,
even know.
same.
Yeah, I don't even know what we would say like the standard like is for just a ball python head, you know?
I mean,
It's a
Patrick
triangle.
roast morph market photos for enough already, let
Yeah.
alone
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
at the heads.
Yeah. I mean, you'll definitely see some that have some kind of fucked up heads, but I'm generally not looking at the structure as much as maybe some people do. I'm not, I know like crested geckos and stuff, people get real into the structure, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you on that front.
Yeah, it'd be
Um,
tough. I haven't really noticed anything. I mean, sometimes you might see one with like a little more narrow of a head, or you
yeah.
know, goofy
Yeah.
wide cheeks on some of these older ball python girls, especially.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's anything to really be concerned about. As long as they're healthy and they're eating fine and doing fine, I think they're all good.
Yeah, right. Ryan, okay, what is the draw to the chunky cocoa chip substrate versus the finer substrate like Repta Earth or Repta Prime? Just for me, Repta, I like the chunky stuff. It's easier for spot cleaning. Also it's less dusty, you know.
I like the Repchip breeder blocks.
Yeah.
That's the size we use for everything. I
Yeah.
know there's a couple other people out there that have like massive chunk bedding like that breaks
Yeah,
down,
no,
and
no,
it
no, no,
looks
no.
so uncomfortable. Like I
Yeah,
wouldn't want to
no.
put the collection on it because it looks really rough and uncomfortable. But
Yeah,
yeah, the Repchip breeder block size, that stuff is perfect
I
and
agree.
easy to clean.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. I don't like the Eco Earth stuff. That just feels dusty and not what I'm looking for. Also, like I don't know how easy it is to rehydrate like the Rep to Earth and all of that stuff. So
Yeah, the nice thing about the Repchip, like the breeder blocks, is it's just kind of a perfect weekly cycle for me where I can go through, spot clean, have the bedding be clean, and then if they're in shed, I can spray it down and it'll
yep,
hold that while they're in shed. And then it doesn't get overly wet though. You know what I mean? Like it absorbs enough that it
yep.
holds constant. Because do you remember back in the day where like we'd use cypress and it wouldn't absorb anything? So you're essentially just
Yeah.
like making a small pool in the back of your tubs, and you're like, well, this is all I can do right now.
This is what you get, unfortunately. Stay on top. Going swimming. Yeah, I agree. No, Reptichip and coconut products in general have just been great.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it took as long as it did for people to start using it, since coconut husk stuff had been used in grow facilities for a long time.
Yeah.
Plants. I'm surprised it took the reptile people that long to get there. There's a lot of crossover between those two worlds.
It is fascinating.
Yeah, it's surprising. But yeah, we just use like the Reptichip breeder blocks for all of the ball pythons, and then the hog noses get the step up from the Santa chips. So you have the Santa chips, which are like super fine.
Yeah.
And then there's a step right up from that, and that's what I use for those.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty easy peasy. Nothing terrible. So
And it's nice too for us because I know when we order a Reptichip by the pallet, and I know that we've got those black bins on each kind of side of the facility. So then everyone has their own big giant black bin, and each one of those holds 10 breeder blocks.
yeah.
So it's easy to be like, okay, everyone get your 10. Let's start knocking out the facility for the week and be done with it. And it just makes life easy.
Yeah, for sure. And I like, every rack more or less, like we kind of change out the whole facility once a month already.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of on this cycle where like each week a certain chunk of racks get all completely swapped out. On top of like the normal swaps of, you know, you open a tub, if it looks like really, really dirty or whatever, you swap it out. Or if they just shed, you swap it out. So like there's a lot.
Or the those one females that you just have to full clean every single week to get them to eat.
I just throw those in the freezer. Yeah, no, those females are absolutely exhausting, and you know, you do it every week, and it's just.
I tell you what, I've got an ultra clown female that she won't produce, and she's like 10 years old, and she needs cleaned every week. Exhausting.
I've talked about this female before, but I have an Inchy Pied Het Lavender female that she's a 2013 or 14 hatchling. Never gotten a clutch. She only eats when you clean her tub, and I hate her, but I will get eggs out of her. One of us will die first.
One day. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I don't know which one will die first.
There's Aldabras producing sooner than us with those 2-ball pythons.
Yes. It's so frustrating. It makes you just want to, oh my gosh, yeah. But, you know, sometimes they just don't want to do it. And maybe they know something we don't know. So
got Tracy asked if it's a 70-30 blend of husk and fiber.
For
honestly,
yeah,
for RepuChip, that would be a coconut man question, and neither of us are that guy. So I can't answer that completely. It's definitely more less fiber.
Yeah, I would say
than that.
Yeah, I'd say the bricks that I get are like
much less fiber,
10% fiber, maybe.
Yeah,
like
maybe
fiber. Yeah, it's a lot of chunk. It's not as, it's still more compressed and holds together better than like the Freedom Breeder blocks that I've seen. Mm-hmm. So a little bit more to it, but yeah, I don't think it's that.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't want anyone to think like all of these are the same, because we've definitely tried every product.
No,
and there's a big difference. It's actually surprising.
Yeah,
and it's found out it actually comes from different locations, so that's it makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. We're not just a shill for JT. We do like his product.
So. We're very serious about what we use.
Yeah,
and we're always honest about it. That is the nice thing about both of us, is we're not just like it's not like Wayne's World, like we will not bow down to corporate sponsorships, and he holds up the Pizza Hut box while taking a bite of the slice.
Yeah,
it's definitely stuff that we
we swear by. At the end of the day, if it doesn't work for us and our animals, like we're not going to produce as much, and we're not going to make as much money. Like there's this whole thing. But anyway, I've liked RepuChip. It's been good, but yeah, it's not super fibrous, and it's been really good. So 10 out of 10 for sure.
Oh, Jason asked how much water to hydrate 10 blocks.
A lot.
Honestly, so barely. I actually fill up. So we've got like garage sinks.
Yeah.
And I just fill up the deep sink with hot water. That's the trick, because it expands super fast. And I expand those blocks. I count 8 to 10 seconds per side. Flip it, hold it underwater, 8 to 10 seconds. Hold it up for another 10 to 15 seconds, let it drain, and then I just throw it in the bin. And I mean, I knock them out that fast. So I'm done in less than 10 minutes. Breaking down 10 full blocks of bedding.
Yeah. I do them in the bag, just because I don't want to deal with the large full sink. But yeah,
that's so messy though, just to do it in the bag and time consuming. It's just so quick.
It's easy. What are you talking about?
Just don't tell Amelia. Just use your bathtub. It'll be fine.
No, you just cut a slit in, pull the paper out, stuff a hose in for 10-15 seconds, and then walk away and come back in a few minutes, and it's done. Easy peasy. So easy. But the other way is faster. That's not.
I'm impatient.
Clearly. I generally set it up so that I can walk away and do something else while those are expanding. So, oh my god, yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think coconut was the topic for the night, but I'm glad we're here. This is good.
Hey, I mean, I use plenty of it every week, so we can talk about coconut all day long, buddy.
I'm gonna be honest. That's one of those things. Like, if you had asked young Patrick, like, what are you gonna see a lot of in your life? Coconut was not the answer. You know, like
No, no, we gotta start doing better ads for JT though. I was gonna put like a coconut bra on the top of like one of the Repty
oh,
chip. Like these were in there already. They use coconut for everything down
they
here.
use coconut for everything. That's hilarious. That would have been good.
I loved when I was down there visiting. He had coconut flavored waters in the fridge at Repty Chip. I'm like,
Guys,
okay, you're dedicated, buddy.
yeah. He's like, this is my coconut milk. I'm like, shut up. I can't deal with you. Like, this is ridiculous. Oh, it is funny though. It is just delightful. Oh my god. Oh JT. Oh JT. I love it. We need to get him back on too. We
do need to get him back.
Yeah,
on.
we've got some guests we need to get on. Maybe we should do that one of these days.
We should get guests again. This is kind of fun. Maybe we should have Troy on.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah. We should get Troy on again when he's not.
I'd love to talk to him about how the AARP is going, and what they're up to and what's next on the agenda.
You know what? I think we might be able to get Troy on. I think so.
Because I hear good things. So
only good things. Yeah. So and I'm going out, obviously the Fredericksburg show, since it's close to the house, but also I think I'm flying out to Scottsdale in Arizona to go out to the show out there. So we'll see how that goes. I'm very curious.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I think so. It's a long flight, but I think it'll be a good time. So I love it. Is there a trick to get coconut husk not to mold in humid climates like in Kentucky? Don't add as much water.
Yeah, definitely just don't add as much water. That's the best thing to do. And when you break it down, just let it dry out a little longer, and don't like stuff a bunch on top of each other so then the bottom's really wet.
Yeah, that's the other thing
things
too.
Like that.
That's a good call. Like if you layer it really thick, like the bottom stuff, like it does layer and hold humidity really well. So like if you needed to dry out a little bit faster, like definitely thinner layers in there. Like I wouldn't be using as much. So I feel like Virginia is pretty humid, and I don't feel like I don't feel like it molds very often. It's got to be.
I can assure you, Georgia's humid right now, and
yeah.
We're doing all right. It's not molding. I'm molding faster than it is right now.
It's got to be really wet in there, like really, really damp and really warm for a period of time, and then you'll get some. But for the most part, I have not found that to be an issue. So yeah, I just wouldn't overhydrate. So yep. But Chase, is there anything else you have that the people need to
know? No, nothing crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah. I'm looking forward. We're getting close to. I'm telling you what, I gotta knock through July, and then because I've got my checkup MRI in July, which I scheduled that this week, so you know how I get antsy. But
it's gonna be great.
But even my doctor was like, dude, he's like,
shut up.
It's been like 6.5 going on 7 years. He's like, I'm not concerned.
Yeah, we're good.
Like, I was already texting JT like, hey, I'm going to be in the area. I'm coming down there. I'm going to see you. He's like, yeah, come over.
Yeah.
Come stay with me. It's fine.
Let's do it. I love it. No, it'll be good.
But man, August is going to be crazy.
August is going to be busy. September is going to be busy. October, like we've got it feels like all of the shows got compacted into like this 2-month period of time this year.
Yeah. What's insane is we're going to go from like our vacation in August and Bob's show and so much else to October. I'm having a baby, dude.
Oh God.
Yeah, dude. It's getting heavy.
Are you going to be at Tinley or is...
Okay, I got to be honest. This might be the first Tinley that I may not make it to in 10 years.
Because that's like right at baby time, right?
Well, I mean, depending on how she's doing, it's a couple weeks out.
Okay, all right,
but
still close.
It's close.
Yeah.
I think Tinley's what, like the 16th?
Yeah, I think so.
And due date's the 29th as of right now.
Pretty close.
I'd hate to run that risk.
Yeah, I mean, you would just all of a sudden everyone's like, where did the Canova booth go? Baby, Abby ruined everything.
Chase wasn't there to set it up, so It's canceled.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, dude. And yet you're having a baby. Oh, it's crazy.
I know. Boys Weekend is really legitly turning into Family Weekend. We've made it a joke for a couple years now, but
now we've brought children into the mix, and that's
there's a child on Boys Weekend.
It's become a problem. I'm worried about the little influences in its life though, with JT and Molly and me, and yeah, it's a kid. Yeah. Sorry, bud.
She'll get it honest.
I love it so much. It's gonna be great. So, oh my goodness. All right. On that bombshell, how can people get a hold of you?
Dude, JKRMGR on Instagram and Canova everywhere else, guys.
Patrick. I love it. Yeah, guys. Aura Reptiles on all social media platforms. And we will see y'all next week, guys. Thanks again, and have a fantastic weekend.